Hey, how's it going? Brand new blog coming up. Something came across my Facebook feed that really captured my attention, and I thought I'd talk a little bit about it today. It's I've always wanted to kind of use this platform as a way to maybe explain why I am the way I am or where I come from, because I'm from so many different locations, and thought today's a great day. So, hey, thanks for dropping by the Blast Furnace blog. Make sure you like our fan page. If you want to get to our fan page, just go to the top, the big picture with the lava flow. Click on that. Takes you straight to our Facebook fan page. Leave a comment below. Tell us what you think of it. Tell me what you want me to talk about or whatever like that. Got some really cool stuff going on. It's a great day today. Shouldn't be stuck inside. I need to go out and do something. But before I do all that, um, there's a new television show coming out. I've got the trailer right below. It's going to be called Blackish. That's going to be on ABC next fall, and you're going to see a lot of similarities, or people are going to, kind of associate it with the Cosby Show from back in the '80s, which was a great TV show. And give you guys some background. Prior to Bill Cosby's show that started right around '84 or so, 1984, most television shows either had no black folks, or if they did, it was a certain stereotype, the thug, the criminal, the I don't know. Usually it's those one of those two right there. It wasn't always positive. You never really saw, businessmen, businesswomen. You might see church leaders. You could have a minister or people who go to church, whatever. But most times it fit around the whole stereotype. That I wouldn't say stereotype, but it was like the model that one of the greatest shows ever, Good Times, followed. Black folks struggling and surviving. It really wasn't a lot of characters portrayed on major televisions showing just normal everyday working folk that were of color, of any color, black, Latino, Asian, of any sort. So Bill Cosby kind of changed all that, but it was kind of like a blessing and a curse. First, you have, okay, finally, we're showing successful black folks. Think Bill Cosby was a doctor. His wife, if I'm not mistaken, was a lawyer. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, and just their family growing up in Brooklyn, New York, which is really cool. But it didn't show all sides of black America. So it became kind of a negative stereotype of like, what, you think we're the Huxtables on TV? We're not the Huxtables, we're real, we're hard, we're going through the struggle type of thing. So, you know, at first it was kind of cool to associate with that, but then all of a sudden, within our own circles of the black community, it was kind of a strange negative of, well, they're too nice. They're too um, assimilated into the American dream, as opposed to, recognizing the struggle that it took for our people to get there. I'm not trying to say, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that only black folks struggled in this nation. I've got Irish friends, I've got Jewish friends, I've got Greek friends, Italian friends who have family, who, came from their home country and had to do what it takes to get where they were. All I'm saying is I can't speak for anybody else except for myself. Okay. So, that was kind of like the weird thing with the Cosby Show, where we wanted to show ourselves as being successful, but at the same time we didn't want to forget the struggle that took us to that place. So for myself, I'm in Westminster, Maryland right now, which is in the Carroll County, in the county of Carroll. I think we're named after Charles Carroll, who was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Turns out I've got family that have been within the same 50-mile radius of here, going back to the 1730s. Okay, and so this is home for me and my ancestors as well. Um, I was born about 20 minutes away from here in a small town called Union Bridge, a hospital that's in this town of Westminster. And in fact, just my earliest memories of growing up, were just, it was kind of tough. My mother was raising us on a librarian salary, and she wasn't even an official librarian. She was more just working at the library, working towards that, becoming a true librarian or accredited librarian. And it was tough. Things got a little bit better once we moved here to Westminster back in the late 70s, and that was a good time. It was a neighborhood um, where predominantly black. Everyone was either related or they just knew each other from years back, and everyone got along. You may have, for of course, with us kids and teenagers or whatever like that, you have your little fist fights, whatever, but it was nothing crazy. Um, right around the mid 80s, it did get a little crazy, but we had moved away from there. We had moved 20 minutes away to the second largest city in Maryland, which was Frederick, Maryland. And again, predominantly black neighborhood, but we were all related. We all knew each other. Not either through my own family or my stepfather's family at the time, which was very large up in that Frederick area. So again, knew everybody. You'd have a few fist fights from here and there, but there's really nothing dangerous going on. We moved to California in 1982, and it all changed. I thought I knew what a city was until I get to San Jose. And San Jose in 1982 is nothing like it is today, but still, multicultural, which is beautiful. But all the issues that come with that, as far as you can see the upper class and the low middle class and lower class of each culture, and everyone pretty much acclimated to whatever they wanted to get into. So you had upper class people hanging out with lower class people, which was kind of cool, aspiring to do great things. But then you had the same groups of people getting together, doing street hustling, selling drugs, getting into guns. There were a few gangs there, of course. It's California. Um, but we weren't in an area that wasn't really a hotbed for crime, even though crime would every so often happen. Um, there were two murders, I want to say, in our neighborhood. No, one. One I can remember. Um, and I knew both people involved. It was a young man riding his bicycle home from a party late at night. Two other guys about 300 yards away shooting a 22 rifle bored. They see a moving, what they felt was just a great moving target. Let's shoot at the moving target, which happened to be a 16-year-old young man. He was hit through the side, bled to death on the porch of our neighbors 3 doors down. Real sad. But it wasn't like gang-related type stuff. It was, that would happen around there all the time. Um, the best way to describe it is we always lived on the edge of the dangerous neighborhoods just to be reminded of that, to kind of give you that edge, so to speak. But you don't want to live there and have to deal with those issues all the time. So from there, we moved to Chicago, northwest suburbs. And it's funny, this past weekend, we're celebrating our youngest daughter, Michelle's birthday, and her best friend, who had special needs as well, her father graduated from one of my rival high schools. So we're in the northwest suburbs. Compared to, California, it was like Disneyland. Okay, if you ever saw any of those John Hughes movies, like The Breakfast Club or whatever, that's what my high school experience was there for the final 2 years of high school. But so anyhow, growing up during all those times, you find that there's two stereotypes. There's a stereotype of, okay, are you a black person who is progressive and trying to accomplish something, or are you just going to be a street thug? Which way are you going to go? And it was almost like, especially just within my own circles, the expectation was to follow the hardcore route, to be a criminal, because that's what everyone expects of you anyways. Because when you try to go the other direction and, become successful, you're always going to have people, you're always going to have people doubt you or talk bad about you, but even within our own camp, within the close group of friends, it's like, man, I see what you're doing, but don't forget where you come from. Don't ever forget where you come from. It's like, look, I know where I come from. That's why I'm trying to improve it for the next generation. At the same time, you always want to keep that. It gets difficult at times to do what is right, but at the same time, um, not to lose yourself, so to speak. So I'm pretty, I would say, well-rounded. I enjoy many different forms of music. I've got friends in many parts of the country, in different parts of the world now. I've been able to and have the opportunity to travel the world in the U.S. Navy, and I'm secure with who I am, where I'm going. And I love the fact that I'm living back in what I consider home again, where um, just 30 or so miles west of here is a small community that my ancestors settled after they became free. And for those of you who don't know, it wasn't just like, okay, you are a slave today, but tomorrow you can be free. No, you actually had to have papers, and I'll be sharing those papers here soon. So I feel that I am representing my family well with what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm always going to have to live with that. Um, am I am even though I'm well rounded, even though I'm well traveled, am I really true to my culture, which I feel I am. I want nothing more than to see those in my family and other friends who are of color, of any color, to do well and to help them the best I can to get to where I am. And I'm not doing that well. I mean, I'm pushing to do even better. But anyhow, it's just a little inside fact of what goes on with me and um, within the black community itself. And this TV show is going to deal with a lot of those issues just by looking at the trailer. When you have Lawrence Fishburne involved in the production, only good things can happen. So the name of the TV show is Blackish. It's going to be on ABC. Let's see what happens with it, but let's get a dialogue started with how you feel about the show and how it relates to you and your culture. All right, that's it for now. Make sure you go to our fan page again, click on the lava flow picture, like us on the fan page. Um, if you want to have a blog like this, just click on any of these spots over here. Adrian Hines has helped me really take this blog to the next level. He's a great young man. And that's all I've got right now for now. So come back again. See you guys on the other side.